Hello everyone, welcome to another Hot Tip Tuesday. I'm your host, Jim McIntosh, and this week we've got another great one. A lot of you have emailed me and have told me that you're still having problems making your wraps tight, very uniform, looking good. You're just not satisfied with the quality of the wraps that you're making. And that's what we're going to tackle this week. I'm going to show you a very easy technique on how to get the best wraps, how to make those great wraps, okay? So stay tuned. It makes no difference if you're a beginner or if you've been wrapping for 25 years. I'm sure you're going to find something interesting out of this. And I'd like to hear what you think about it. So be sure to check out my comments below and leave me a comment, okay? So let's head over to the bench. Before we get to this week's hot tip, I really want to thank everybody for your support. You guys have been so great with all your comments, and I've been getting emails from you, and all the thumbs up. You know how much I like those thumbs up. But I really do appreciate all of the input that you guys have been giving me and all of the support that you've given. And I'm asking that you please continue to give me those comments, send me emails, let me know what you think about the channel, let me know any suggestions that you may have as well. But I also want to let you know, big announcement, I now have a Patreon page. And that Patreon page is there to help support our YouTube channel. And I say our YouTube channel because we're doing this together. Your supporting me on this is allowing me to bring content to you. So my Patreon page is there to help me get better equipment. I need some better equipment, some better lighting equipment as well. To be able to make better content. I've got material and tools and things I need to get together as well. And so I really could use your help. Plus, you know what else it also helps with? It helps keep the lights on here in the studio. What is going on? I hope it's not too late. Special effects. That's another thing I want to bring to the channel. Some more special effects. So your support through Patreon will help me bring all of those things to you to make our channel so much better. So check it out. Go down to the description. Take a look at my Patreon page. I got some great stuff there as a special thank you for each of the levels on my Patreon. So please check it out. Now, let's take a look at our hot tip for this week. Okay, so here's a couple of examples of what problems I know that many of you have expressed that you've been facing. Now, the first one here on the left, this one, if you notice, if you look real close, you can see that there are some gaps in the wrap. The wrap is not tight together, and we're going to solve that. That's one of those problems that we can easily fix, and I'll show you in just a second. And then this one is a little more common. It's this unevenness. You'll notice a couple of these wraps are not lined up with everything else. We want all these wraps to be exactly the same. And I'm going to show you real easily how to fix both of these problems. So let's do that. Let me show you. Here I've got a fresh piece. So here's a fresh wire bundle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my wire wrap pliers. And these things really do come in handy for wrapping. It makes the job of wire wrapping so much easier. So let's go ahead and we'll start our wrap. So I'm going to insert my wrap wire here. And I'm going to start wrapping. Now, let me make the first one and I'll show you because it gives me a little more freedom to work. So here's our first wrap. Now, I want you to notice that the action that I'm going to be doing as I do this is I'm going to be bringing the wrap wire around it so that it conforms to the squareness here of the wire bundle. Remember, we're dealing with square wire. It has squared edges. So to get good, tight, uniform wraps, we have to apply some pressure to our wrap wire. And I'm going to hold this. Now, we don't want so much pressure that it's going to draw our bundle wires in, We don't want them to ball up. And actually, with these wire wrap pliers, that prevents the wire bundle from bunching. You may have seen one of the previous Hot Tip Tuesday that shows that how to avoid bunching your wires. So put that pressure on there, and if you can kind of hear, you can pluck this and kind of feel the pressure. That pressure is going to make sure that the wraps all stay against the wire bundle, okay? So let me show you. So I'm going to make sure, if you notice, I'm kind of taking my time and going around, and that will conform each wrap to this. So think about down, back, up, across. Consciously think that as you're doing your wraps. The other thing is that you'll notice there's a little bit of spacing here. So I can move my wrap in. And that's another good thing about these having pliers here, is I can use them as an anchor to push against move my wire wrap against it to give me that pressure. So think about what you're doing and watch what you're doing. So pay attention to the wraps that you're making. So let's say then that I make a wrap that's loose. Let me try and do this. It took me a while to get this example bundle put together, because it's so ingrained in me to do this a certain way that I had a hard time making some loose wraps. So let me kind of make a loose wrap here, and then I'll make a tight wrap there. Okay, so let's say that this first wrap I made here is a bad wrap. If I'm paying attention to what I'm doing, I can undo the wrap to where it was a bad wrap. So there's my bad wrap. I just took that out. So I put my pressure back on my wrap wire, and then I continue my wrap. Now you'll notice that the wrap wire kind of looks a little kinked up here. That will come out once you set the wire. So if I go back now and I set my wrap, squeeze it against the bundle, you'll never even be able to tell that I had a mistake and that I used some wire that was not straightened out very well, because I unwrapped my wire wrap. So that's just how it's the pressure that you put on it. So practice doing that, and then practice also putting one wrap right next to the other. But see, this action of bringing it around like that will make sure that your wraps are uniform together and nice and tight. And that's what we want. We want that nice, smooth, tight look. Now, hopefully that helped. I'm hoping that just by using just some of those really basic techniques, nothing too difficult, but just being conscious of what you're doing, how you're bringing your wrap wire around, see, those things will help you in the long run. They really will. And so please, just consciously think about how you're making your wraps. Take your time, and once you get into that flow, you're going to make some excellent work. Okay, so I'm glad you stopped by. I'm going to give you all my reminders. Make sure you hit subscribe below. Hit the bell just to make sure you get all of the videos and get a notification of when new stuff comes out. Head over to that Patreon page. There's another link in my description for my Patreon. Please, I could really use your support in that. You guys have been great so far, and I know that together we can make an even better YouTube channel, okay? And then, of course, please leave me a comment. Also, give me the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. I like to see that you guys are enjoying my videos. But please do leave me a comment below. It's really important. It kind of drives my thinking as far as what you guys are looking for and what you guys are appreciating. And let me know some of the things you want to see in the future. What kind of videos, what kind of problems are you having? That's an important one, because this should be an enjoyable art. This should not be hard. This should be easy, okay? So please make sure you leave me a comment below and just let me know what you're thinking. Head over to our website as well. Some great things over there. And you can also email me and let me know your thoughts there as well. Okay? So again, I'm Jim McIntosh. I'm glad you came by. And I want you to remember, practice, practice, practice.